Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Light Talks Football. Hope you guys are doing all right today. And it's been such a long time since I've been doing the preview, but it is back, people. It is back, and so is the Premier League. And like I mentioned yesterday in the Premier League predictions, if you haven't watched it already, make sure you guys tune in. The There will be no more international break because it's over. There will be no more until March 2026. So the next 4 months there will not be any international break, which is great news because I can't lie to you, I kind of do miss Chelsea. I really do. The like because of our players, the manager, I kind of do miss Chelsea, but we're back. Chelsea are back, and tomorrow we travel away to East Lancashire to face Burnley at Turf Moor, and it will be the first game of Game Week 12 because it is Saturday lunchtime kickoff at 12:30 p.m. UK time. So let's see what Chelsea can do tomorrow. But before I get into that, there's one player I need to talk about. And after I thought, or should I say, all of us Chelsea fans thought that Cole Palmer could be available for the Barcelona and the Arsenal game, after we all got excited, it came back to bite us because there's another injury setback for Cole Palmer. Now, this one is not serious, people, because Palmer doesn't have a groin injury. He doesn't. But there's a small injury he's got. And it's nothing to do with his whole body, it's something to do with his foot. So we're going to get into that first. But before that, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification so you never miss any of my content. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So this what Enzo Wesker said during the press conference. And when I heard this, I was so disappointed. So take a look at this, guys. So Cole Palmer has ruled out for Burnley, Barcelona, and Arsenal, says Maresca, and this is due to his toe at home accidentally. Now I'm gonna be showing you guys how on earth this happened, and this happened last night when he returned back home. So here we go. So how it happened was Cole Palmer stubbed a little toe on his left foot on the door at home last night. Now, I feel like maybe the only reason, and this is my prediction by the way, I feel like the only reason is that last night was freezing cold, here in the UK, especially where I live, and including London because they had a bit of a snow yesterday. Um, and maybe there was maybe there was a floor wet on the floor, and then since the cold was really cold last night, it turned into ice, and maybe that's the reason why he fractured his left toe on his left foot. Maybe I don't know. They haven't given the reason why he did this, but my prediction is that since the floor is icy, he just slipped, and then the left toe just banged on the door, and then he fractured his toe because that's what happens in the UK. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this is not going to be a massive injury is because it happened to me 3 weeks ago. I was just basically cleaning, the every the upstairs, and then I forgot to put on my slippers, and then while I was getting to my slippers, I slipped, and then I banged my small toenail on my the right foot of mine into the chair, and yeah, it just got fractured and I injured myself, and it took me about a week to get it healed. So I think Palmer is going to be back in a week's time because it's just only his small toe, so he should be fine. If it was a big one, boy oh boy, then that'll make it even worse. But since it's a small toenail, it should be healing in a week's time. So that's why, unfortunately, that Cole Palmer will be available for the Burnley, which is tomorrow, Barcelona on Tuesday, and then Arsenal on the final day of November, which is on a Sunday. So that's the reason why. If you guys know how he fractured his toe while it was at the door, then do let me know. But that's just my prediction. And yeah, it's very disappointing. Like somebody said in my group chat while I was listening to the press conference, Cole Palmer is not available for the Arsenal game again. And that's actually true because ever since that 2-2 draw didn't feature in that 5-0 hammer win defeat at the Emirates, didn't feature that 1-1 draw last season, and then the 1-0 loss at the Emirates Stadium, and it's going to be featured today. But I did see some reports that says Cole Palmer could also be available for the Arsenal game, but we don't know. And I also hearing that he might be available for the Barcelona game. But there's another source that tells me that he's not available for those three games. So I don't know who to believe, but I knew Palmer's not going to be available for the Burnley game. So on Monday, I'll be listening to the press conference. Hopefully, one of the media can ask Enzo Wesker about the Cole Palmer situation, whether he's available or not. And if he's not, then yeah. But if he is, I'll be very surprised. But I don't think Cole Palmer is going to be available for Barcelona or Arsenal game because, like I said last night, he fractured his left toe, on his foot, and yeah, it's going to be taking maybe a week or a bit more for that to be healed. But yeah, man, another injury setback for Cole Palmer. But listen, even though I'm disappointed, yeah, Chelsea should have enough to beat Burnley. I do not care if Neto starts or Garnacho or even the likes of either Liam Delap or Mark Guru. We should be winning this game. We should be winning this game. But I want to big up Nina, by the way, because I saw her interview on Sky Sports. I'm talking about the Nina from Chelsea Fan TV, and she said it perfectly. She says that she's more fearful of Burnley than she is of Barcelona and Arsenal. Now, to some of you, that might be laughable, and you might be a bit confused. But as a Chelsea fan, I agree with her because Chelsea, when it comes to big teams, they turn up. They turn up against big teams, like we saw against PSG last in the Club World Cup. Liverpool, the Premier League champions. Who else? Something like that. We always beat Tottenham, if you know what I mean. But it's only 1-0. When it comes to the big teams, we turn up. When it comes to small teams, we seem to struggle. We seem to struggle. So let me give you an example. The only teams here, the big teams that we lost this season in the whole competition is Bayern Munich and Man United. That's the only two. That's the only two. And in those games, we made stupid mistakes. Had it not been for Sanchez sending off, and if we didn't give Bayern Munich those three goals, we could have walked away with either a win or a point. But we lost those two games. Man United, the second biggest club in England, and Bayern Munich are the biggest club in Germany. So those are the only two big teams that we lost to. The rest of it is teams that were supposed to be Sunderland at home, Brentford away, Fulham at home, Brighton at home, and Carabao away. And this is all competitions, by the way. So we dropped points to those five teams. Yeah, five teams. So listen, yeah, I know you guys may laugh at me, but I'm speaking the truth. I would not be surprised, yeah, if Chelsea drop points to Burnley tomorrow and then we end up beating Barcelona and Arsenal in space at Stamford Bridge. I would not be. Because big teams, we turn up. Small teams, we struggle. If someone would have said to me, yeah, would you rather be fearful of the big teams than the small teams? And I would said yes, because Arsenal and Barcelona are better scored than us and they're first in I believe Barcelona is second sorry in La Liga and also in first. I would have feared those teams the likes of Burnley. But like Nina said, she's more fearful of Burnley than Barcelona and Arsenal because we seem to struggle against teams that we're supposed to beat, especially playing the low block. You saw in the first half against Wolves, bottom of the league, struggled. Then in the second half we decided to turn up. I would not be surprised if we beat Burnley, but then in the first half we look poor. Then the second half we wake up because that's what we do. We struggle against teams that are supposed to be, and it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. So to me, tomorrow, not only do I need to see Chelsea winning this game, but I need to see a very good performance. I don't want to see Chelsea do well in the first half, then the second half they just go to sleep, and then we fell apart like we did against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. Or maybe, the first half just be poor, second half you wake up like that, like we did against Wolves in the Premier League. I expect a better performance from 0 to 90 minutes tomorrow. And if we win this game, then I'll be happy. But I want to see I want to see Chelsea win this game and have a very good performance rather than Chelsea win this game and have a poor first half and turn up in the second half. Because Chelsea are 45 minutes FC. That's all we are. I expect a better performance and I expect to win. And like I said, even though I'm disappointed that Cole Palmer is injured, we still have enough to beat Burnley because Badiashile is back and he can be available for tomorrow's game, but I don't risk that one. I really don't. I really don't to risk Badiashile, coming, starting this game because he just came back from injury. I do not want to risk that one. But we've got Estefao. We've got Garnacho is starting to improve. João Pedro is starting to score goals. We've got Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Reece James, Sanchez is starting to improve as well. We should be more than capable enough to beat Burnley. And if we don't, then it's an absolute disgrace. Yeah? I wonder, yeah. Listen, if we beat Burnley, but then we end up dropping points to Arsenal and Barcelona, then of course I'll be disappointed. But I was saying to myself, you know what? The better team won. The better team won. But like I said, I would not be surprised if Chelsea drop points tomorrow against Burnley and then we end up beating Barcelona and Arsenal. Because that's what Chelsea do. It's a Chelsea thing. Turn up big teams, small teams struggle. It's as simple as that. So tomorrow, I expect a I expect a very good performance from every player out there from start to finish, and I expect Enzo Muesca to have a very good game management, take the 3 points, hopefully for another clean sheet, and then we move on into Barcelona this Tuesday because that's the big game of the season, facing Barcelona at Stamford Bridge. For me, that's sorry, that's that's more of a tough game than Arsenal. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, like I was saying, Barcelona game is more of a tough game than Arsenal because Barcelona are the holders of the La Liga, whereas for Arsenal, are a very good team, but they didn't win anything last season. So Barcelona is more of a tough game than Arsenal, even though both teams have been looking good this season. So there we go. But in terms of tomorrow, I don't know how they're going to set up, but I know they'll be playing a low block. And for me, Chelsea will have to exploit that low block. We have to. And this is why, for me, yeah, when I get into the lineup, SFL needs to be starting. But I know he's not going to be doing that because he played for Brazil, and we know that South Americans, do get tired. So I've no doubt. So yeah, I just yeah. So I should so I know that SFL is not going to be started. But either way, by hook or by crook, we should win this game. Anything other than a win will be an absolute disgrace. Yes, Turf Moor is a good place to go to, but Burnley haven't been Chelsea since 2017, the first game of the season under Antonio Conte. They haven't even beaten Chelsea at Turf Moor. They haven't. Every time Chelsea go to Turf Moor, win, 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 win. No draws, just Chelsea wins at Turf Moor. So that's why we should be winning this game. And that's why I believe we will. And Chelsea better not let me down tomorrow. They better not. It's as simple as that. Right. That's all been said and done. Now let's move on into the my predictor now for tomorrow's game. So this is the lineup that I expect Enzo Maresca to go for. So as in the goal, I'm gonna go for Robert Sanchez because he has certainly improved, and the fact that he's kept 5 clean sheets and he's super at David Dwyer is absolutely crazy. So yeah, Sanchez in goal. Cuckoo at left back, because because he's starting because we know that Kukurea is a very good player, of course. Now, in terms of right back, I'm gonna go for Reece James. If Malagusa starts this game, that I wouldn't mind. Because for France, yeah, he has done well. Scored the goal, got 2 assists. He has done well in the international break. So I wouldn't mind Marlo Gusto, but I want to see Reece James start. I really do. Now, in terms of centre backs, though, I wouldn't mind, yeah, seeing Chalabar and Ray Sofana start this game because them two partnership has been really good, you know, and I tell you why. Both of them started in the game against Tottenham. Both looked really good, kept a clean sheet. The same goes for Wolves. Both of them started in that game, kept a clean sheet. So I wouldn't mind Chalobah and Waste of Fun to start this game. But I never want to see Tosin starting ever because he has been awful this season. I can't think of one game this season where Tosin has been good. I really can't. I really can't. So for me, I wouldn't mind Waste of Fofana and Chalobah starting because like I said, Josh Achipong is 19. I hope he gets more game time. Badiashile just came back from injury. Disaster is still in our squad, but I don't want to see him nowhere near Chelsea anymore. So yeah, the two centre backs I'll go for is Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana. In terms of midfield, I'm gonna go for Enzo and Caicedo. In terms of left wing, though, I know this may sound crazy, but I'm fine starting Garnacho, because the last four games he has 4 GA, which is absolutely crazy. And in the game against Wolves, he was really good, but it was Wolves. But at the end of the day, the question is, can Garnacho keep this consistently? Can he do it? Can he get more G? Can he score goal? Can he get more assists and more goals? You know, because it's good that he did this against the Wolves, but can he do this consistently? We'll have to wait and see. But Garnacho has suddenly improved, so I wouldn't mind him starting this game. João Pedro for me has to be in the 10 because now he's starting to be scoring goals, for Chelsea, and he's up against a low block. So I don't want to see him play in the false nine every game against a low block. So for me, João Pedro in the 10. In terms of right wing, um, of course, SFL was on the screen, but I know he's going to be starting him. So at this point, I feel like he's going to be starting Neto. But listen, SFL needs to be starting because every time he starts, he scores. Started for Brazil, 5 games, 5 goals. Every time he starts for Chelsea, he scored goals. He needs to be starting because he got Barcelona and Arsenal coming up. He has to be starting games because he's our best winger and our best attacker. So SFL needs to be starting because because he can go past players, he can cause the left back problems or the defense problems. He can do all of that. So for me, he needs to be starting this game. Up top, I'm gonna go for Liam Delap because you know there was no other striker. Of course, we got Margu, but I don't think he's going to be starting more games. So yeah, Liam Delap to start, and I'm hoping he gets a goal. I just really hope because the last couple of games he hasn't been that great, but he just came back from a long injury, so I'm going to give him time. But this Liam Delap needs to. But Liam Delap, I hope he can do something in that game because Chelsea will be up against their former players Leslie Kuchuku and Amanda Brozier. So hopefully the midfield can dominate their midfield and hopefully we can keep Amanda Brozier quiet. So there we go. So yeah, tough game, but this is the lineup I expected Enzo Wesker to go for. So yeah, Sanchez in goal, Cookway left back, Reece James right back, the two centre backs of Chalobah and Race Fofana, the two midfield of Enzo and Caicedo, left wing Garnacho, João Pedro on the 10, SFO on the right, and Liam Delap up top. So those are the lineup I want to see for tomorrow's game. Now let's move on into my predictions, and I've got two of them. Now, depending on the centre backs, if he goes for Tosin and for Fana, I'm sorry, Chalobah and Tosin, we are definitely conceding. We are definitely conceding. But I think we are going to win the game. So I've got two predictions. I either went for 3-1 Chelsea or 2-0, but but we Chelsea do have a good record turf more when it comes to clean sheets because the last time we went there, we beat them 3-0, I think, or is it 4-0? I can't remember. But it's gonna be a tough game. But I'm confident that Chelsea's gonna win. So I'm gonna go for Burnley 0, Chelsea 2. The goal scorers, I'm gonna go for João Pedro and Estefan. So yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0. Because I wanted to go for 3-0, but I'm like, nah, let me just go for 2-0 because Arsenal got a clean sheet there. Liverpool as well. So yeah, I'm gonna back my team to win 2-0. Ain't gonna be easy, but Chelsea better not let me down this weekend. So yeah, Burnley 0, Chelsea 2 is gonna be my prediction for that game tomorrow. And that is it, guys. So I talked about the injuries. I talked about the situation with Kwama. I talked about how Chelsea should be winning this game, and I need both of our wingers, especially Garnacho, to try and beat down Burnley's back five. If that's how they're going to be playing tomorrow, because we seem to struggle against a back five, especially a 5-4-1. Sunderland and the Wolves, we seem to struggle. So Chelsea need to find a way to break down a low block, because Chelsea can simply not do that at all. Whether it's Palace, Brentford, Sunderland, Burnley, or wherever it is, we simply cannot break down a low block. And tomorrow we need to find a solution. Enzo Wesker needs to figure out how to break down a low block, in order for Chelsea to win this game tomorrow. So there we go. But yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. There will be a live watch on and a match action after that. And yeah, I'm just hoping that Chelsea can we can feature the international break with a win. Another lunchtime kickoff, but so far this season, Chelsea have been good. 2-0 Fulham, 3-0 away to Forest. Let's hope we can get another win on the lunchtime kickoff. So yeah, 2-0 Chelsea is my prediction. So yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Live watch on a match reaction. And yeah, fingers crossed Chelsea should win, because one thing I will say before I go, Chelsea women, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, because that was a brilliant performance from Chelsea. I did not expect Barcelona to be this bad. I really didn't. And we should have won this game by 4 goals to 1, the way Barcelona did last season. Because, like the commentator said, any captain could have scored a hat trick. Macario, scored, but apparently she's offside, where the evidence showed that she's not. Even the commentator said she's not offside, that she's level. So big up the ladies though. The fact that we turned up and put on a very good performance against Barcelona, where there was no Lauren James because she was on the bench, no Mauro Ramirez, no Sam Kerr, no who was it? Hannah Hampton, and we put on that performance. Just shows you the ladies is you should be fearing of the Chelsea ladies, because they turn up, especially the big teams. And I hope the men watching this, and I hope the men watched this yesterday, because because I'm not saying that don't do what the ladies do when it comes to missed chances. I say put on the same performance as the Chelsea ladies did and get to result. Because if you because if you don't do what the ladies did, then we're gonna get battered. We're gonna get battered. So I just want to big up the ladies. Very good performance. Disappointing that we didn't win this game, but the draw's not that bad. But if Chelsea women didn't, drop points to FC Twente, we could have been at least in the playoffs for now. Because Man United, Leon, Wolfsburg, and Barcelona are the teams that have been at least in the playoffs. So there we go. But listen, we win against Walmart, then we're also in that conversation as well. So there we go. But be up the ladies. Um, Very good performance. Disappointing for draw, but it's not that bad, because Barcelona women are a very good team. Very good team. So well done, ladies. So I just want to end this video by bigging up the Chelsea women. But yeah, man, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Up the Chelsea.